Hey, Joe. So how are you today?
I'm doing great, Jordan.
Excellent. Excellent.
Right.
Okay, so in today's news, we see that Kamala Harris is preparing for the showdown she's long sought with Trump as he takes a more informal approach. Who do you think is a better interviewee?
Are you kidding me?
Did you see the CNN interview with Kamala Harris, the dark?
That was edited.
I know. So
that was edited. That. Yes. So this is the part that's really screwed up. So it doesn't really matter what was shown on TV. They pre-recorded it, made the changes, and then televised it. So it's not a debate, or it wasn't really fair questioning, because they say they recorded an hour worth of stuff, but they only aired or gave a half an hour worth.
So they took the best.
They took the best.
And they discarded the worst. So we are going to get a debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, right?
I really don't think that. I think she's going to drop out.
I don't think so.
Oh, absolutely. I think she's scared crap. Because if it was anything like Biden and Trump, it proved on how incompetent he actually was. This is what they are, the left or the extreme left are scared of, is because that's a strong possibility that they may actually see what her true colors are.
You know, I'm very glad they picked Kamala Harris. I was really worried that the Democrat Party was going to pick somebody that I would have had tremendous fear over. Can you guess who that would be?
Tremendous fear over? Fear?
Yeah.
Kennedy?
I would be. No, I love RFK.
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, you mean other than?
So, I'm glad.
Not Hillary.
Well, yeah, she wouldn't be a choice either, but I was afraid that the Democrat Party was going to pick Gavin Newsom.
Who the hell is that?
The governor of California.
He's a moron.
He was the one during the COVID-19 pandemic, Joe. Let me tell you what he did. He gave tickets to people who were on the beach away from anybody, like surfers got tickets, and he took basketball courts and he ruined the basketball courts so people couldn't play.
Why would they do that? What would be the MO? What would be the drive behind that to do that? To purposefully
to keep people indoors, to keep them away from being outside during the pandemic. He took skateboard parks and put sand in them so people couldn't ride their skateboards.
That's horrible.
So if you have any desire for any kind of medical freedom and you don't want mandates telling you what to do or your children what to do, I was afraid that Gavin Newsom could be the Democrat nominee.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's okay. Hey, Google, turn on the basement light.
No, that works fine. That
I know, but we still need some 2700 Kelvin light in it as well.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Right.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I don't. You know what? I don't foresee. Thank God that he's not even an option, because he doesn't have a good track record, because he's only the governor of California. But he hasn't done anything. He's doing nothing but negative stuff. Meaning in our eyes, and even in the Democratic eyes, that's a negative. Destroying outdoor activities.
Yeah.
If, say for argument's sake, the Democrat, Gavin Newsom. If he did something positive on the Democratic side, but was kind of off on us, we didn't really particularly care for it, but Democrats wanted it, then I could foresee that being a positive. But since all he did was negative stuff and preventing people from going outside, I don't think it was a good choice.
He was so authoritarian, but he also, his Hollywood people could go outside and do their shows, and they could, while they're filming, they could be in an outdoor cafe filming. But the regular people who had outdoor cafes couldn't go to the outdoor cafes. He was so heavy-handed during the pandemic. And also there were some other issues in California that California is a terrible place.
Yeah, you know what? I don't understand. People tell me, "Oh, California is so great. You could do this, you could do that." All I heard, all I hear is $6, $7 a gallon for fuel,
Yeah.
and there's homeless is beyond.
Oh yeah.
Homeless is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why would you want to go to a state which, by the way, wants to be removed from the United States of America?
Is that true? I didn't.
Yeah, that is
California
true.
wants to be.
Yeah, they want to be their own entity, their
Oh,
own
I'd love them.
sovereign.
Be that way. Get that. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? Be their own way. Let's see how they do. You know.
Well, and that's where they test all the electric vehicles.
Yeah, I know.
And they're saying don't, and that's where the problems are with EVs.
Yeah.
Most problems are happening in I mean, gasoline should be going down in California because there's so many EVs now. So the demand is not that great. So it doesn't. Why is it still ridiculously expensive?
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
So-
I think gas prices have a history of going down right before an election. So,
yeah, which is happening right now.
but
In New York, gasoline just went down again to $2.97 here on Long Island.
you know what's
For
going to
regular.
happen right after the
Yeah,
election.
right up.
Now-
well, if Trump wins, we're gonna be back to energy independent because we're gonna start drilling back in the United States. Because right now we're buying foreign oil, which is the reason why it's so expensive. Right?
So I asked the Snapchat.
we kept on going. We're going all over the place. Sorry.
So are you familiar with Snapchat?
Yeah.
Do you know it has an AI that's like ChatGPT, but in some ways I like it more?
I've never used it. Facebook actually has one too. Has an AI algorithm built into it, but I haven't played with it.
Well, I asked the Snapchat AI a question. See, here's the thing that I've always found interesting. Do you know what OPEC is?
No.
Okay, so when we create oil, when we
OPEC, yes.
OPEC,
yeah,
OPEC.
that's what you're talking about, yes.
So we create oil, right? We do produce oil, and it goes into this global market, this OPEC, which I really don't understand. I have to tell you, I don't understand OPEC, but I understand that the oil that we produce, I think most of it, if not all of it, I could be wrong about this, it goes into, you have it.
Yeah,
So-
I just looked it up. So OPEC, if anybody wants to know, stands for Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries.
And we're one of them, right?
Right. We are one of them.
Are you on Wikipedia?
I could go right now.
What does it say? Because I'm going somewhere with this whole oil thing.
Says the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is an organization enabling the cooperation of leading oil production and oil-dependent countries in order to collectively influence the global oil market and maximize profit. Yeah, but
All right, so let me get onto the Snapchat AI, and I wanna.
but the thing is that we don't need to be part of OPEC. That's why Trump. In other words, we as a country don't need to rely on foreign oil ever. Saudi Arabia, India, Russia, no.
Now it's not as simple as you think.
Well, then how did Trump do it when he was in office?
So let me roll this by you.
Okay.
There's different kinds of oil, right? So there's light sweet, and there's the heavier type. There's different kinds of oil. And so certain refineries are designed to refine certain kinds of oil. And my understanding, I can look this up, but my understanding, now listen to this is nuts. My understanding is that the majority of refineries in the United States of America are actually optimized for oil that comes from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, so the consistency, like the viscosity and the.
I can't give you the actual engineering terminology, but I know
So the oil that comes from the United States is different than comes from Saudi Arabia?
Yes, let's get into this Snapchat AI and harness the power of technology. So right now I'm on Snapchat, and I'm going to go to the AI, and I'm going to ask this question. What is the major type of crude oil that comes out of our oil wells in Texas? Question mark. Okay, listen to this. The major type of crude oil that comes out of oil wells in Texas is called West Texas Intermediate. It is known for its high quality and low sulfur content, making it a preferred type of crude oil for refining into gasoline and other products. Now, I'm going to ask it one more question. Are our refineries designed to refine West Texas Intermediate? Question mark. Okay, now let's see where it goes. I'm cross-examining the AI, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to this. So this is what Snapchat says. Yes, our refineries are designed to refine West Texas Intermediate. This type of crude oil is well suited for refining processes in place, allowing for efficient production of gasoline, diesel, and petroleum products. Okay, now we can ask the question you asked. Suppose the United States of America wanted to pull out of OPEC. Would we have the infrastructure to drill and refine enough of our own oil to supply our own country without the need for foreign oil or foreign refineries? Question mark.
That's detailed, bro.
Oh, well, we're going to see.
Get the hell out of here.
All right. So
that's crazy.
You mean that I could ask that question?
Yeah, that detailed, and the AI can respond back with a like an educational response.
All right, here we go, Joe. I'm going to read the response.
Okay.
The United States is not a member of OPEC. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
So there's no need to pull out. I didn't know that. However, if the goal is to become completely self-sufficient in terms of oil production and refining, the U.S. has made significant strides in recent years. The country has a substantial amount of infrastructure for drilling, drill baby drill, and refining.
That's what he says.
Particularly in regions like Texas and North Dakota, though I don't know what it'll do to the environment. All right, now listen.
But they already. Okay, go ahead.
It goes on.
All right.
Mm-hmm. The U.S. is one of the world's largest producers of oil, thanks to advancements in technologies like hydraulic fracking, which Kamala Harris changed her mind on.
Yeah, why?
Completely against it. Now she's in favor of it.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Well, she might have a reason, I mean, she might have a reason.
Yeah, the reason is that that's what the people want. So she's flipping the coin to the other side because she realizes that, oh my God, I'm losing votes. So now she has to kind of go partial. Hence the reason why she's for the wall now. Now she's for fracking.
Oh, you think it's just a story?
Yeah, it's just a story. Us? She's full. They're all full of crap. Well, Donald Trump, from the beginning, has done that from his first time in office.
Yeah,
we didn't have any wars. Our borders were secure. Nothing was coming in. Nobody was coming in unless they did it legally. Come on. All right. If the people are so blind to the truth, I don't understand it.
Well, let's get back to this.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So it says the U.S. is one of the world's largest producers of oil thanks to advancements in technologies like fracking. I'm a NIMBY on that. You know what a NIMBY is?
No.
Not in my backyard.
Really?
Yeah, frack somewhere, but I don't really want it where we live. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm a NIMBY on fracking.
Yeah, but Pennsylvania is known for fracking, and that's where the gas is. It's the majority of it, and that's why Pennsylvania... Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why the 50 states are where they are, because certain Whatever.
Well, Pennsylvania likes it, from what I understand, because they make serious moolah. You know?
Yeah.
But it says refineries in the U.S. are capable of processing a variety of crude oils, including West Texas Intermediate and other domestic types. However, now listen to this. Achieving complete self-sufficiency would depend on various factors, such as domestic consumption rates, obviously, global oil prices, maybe, if we're part of that market, and the capacity to maintain and expand infrastructure. So I feel like it's giving me sort of
a vague.
Yeah, vague.
Well, because it's saying that we're not part of OPEC, but it's going back to helping the markets, unless we're exporting to OPEC. If we've refined our own oil, right?
Yeah.
And we export it to an OPEC, to Saudi Arabia or Russia or whatever, then I can see that helping global markets. But that would mean it would be less. You know how much gas is in Saudi Arabia? Take a guess. You should ask it.
Well, let me read the summary
Okay,
first.
read the summary. I'm sorry.
So listen to this. In summary, while the U.S. has a strong infrastructure for oil production and refining, achieving total self-sufficiency would require careful management, this sounds political, of resources and possibly further investment in infrastructure. So here's what I think is going on, right? Could the United States of America create all of our hydrocarbon needs without other countries? I bet we could.
Oh, we actually can.
But the thing is,
Coal as well.
We're so interconnected with world economics and powerful people.
Yeah, but it's just churning off one avenue of oh my God, I can't even think of the word. It's just one avenue of resources. It's his oil. That's it. Everything else stays the same. It's just, okay, now we're not going to rely on foreign oil at all, and we're just going to make it here. And that's what makes us energy dependent, because we have our own gas, natural gas. Hey, Google, turn on the basement light. We have our own natural gas. We have our own oil. We have our own coal for all the generators and everything for the power plants and everything like that, and natural gas. Everything comes right from the United States. We can literally cut off everything from every location and be completely separated from everybody in the whole world, and we could just run by ourselves.
Now, do you think the economists who have computer simulations...
Yeah. You know what? It's... Again,
you know where I was going.
I know exactly. Right? Go ahead, finish it. I know where where you're going with this. Go ahead.
So somewhere in the world there are many economists who have computer simulations that simulate how the economy works with different things. So oil from this place, refineries from this place. What happens if the price of soybean herbicide and pesticide that they need goes up, and they can see the effect on the economy.
My only problem with that is that some liberal created that program to favor something else. Well, if we used AI, that was completely non-biased in their response, then I can foresee that being a possibility. But if you write a program to analyze data, it could give back data that was incorrect.
Well, any program is only as good as the programmers and the data that the programmers use to fit their models.
Right.
I'm sure that there are computer simulations of how Earth's economy is working. I'm sure there have to be, because it's too simple a concept to not exist.
Well, like if I asked Alexa to ask me who should I vote for, if I should vote for Donald Trump for president, it'll reply back. Says I don't give information about political opponents. And then if I ask the same question of should I vote for Kamala Harris, it comes back and replies back with a ton of data. and it just
Right.
told me that it can't do political stuff, and then it replies back that Kamala Harris is a good candidate. What the hell?
Well,
I mean, those we're not going to do that here because there's a ton of videos out on
Right.
that. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I watch a lot. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I think it's interesting, and I have discussions with my children. Think I'm nuts because I have discussions with my AI
Right.
on Snapchat where I ask it all sorts of questions like this. But I mean, it's
I use AI for work. I use ChatGPT to write emails up, to send up responses, to help me with programming of certain things. It's very helpful. I mean, it comes back with the correct answer, and I test it out locally before I, run it on a server and stuff. It's recommended. I mean, my boss actually says, yeah, use it as much as you can because it comes back with what. I mean, I may not do math problems properly, but I mean, it does the programming pretty well.
It's getting a lot better, and I was helping a student. I don't want to tell the audience where I teach, but I was helping a student do something.
Oh yeah, actually, you should
And-
say what you are.
Yeah, but no, I don't want to. I don't want them to know where though.
No, don't tell them where. Just tell them what you are.
Yeah, so I'm a community college professor. Which is like 13th grade.
Doctor,
So
statistician.
I was helping a student, and we had to write an email to this department to see if we could get a waiver into this kind of class. And I'm like, okay, let's write it up this way. And I typed it up for him, and he was like, you know what? Let me run it through ChatGPT just so that we know it's all spelled right and everything.
Right.
So we copied and pasted what we wrote together, and it wrote a very nicely worded email, which began with, I hope this email finds you well. And I've noticed that with ChatGPT. It does that a lot. Like, there are ways to sort of tell whether ChatGPT is doing the writing or not. And
Right.
one of the things with email I've noticed is, I hope this email finds you well is a little signature from ChatGPT.
Really?
Yeah, I hope this email finds you well.
I've actually, that's interesting because that's how it starts out on every email that I've actually asked it to do. That's funny.
And it loves, ChatGPT loves the word landscape. Have you noticed that?
No.
It uses the word landscape as much as possible, and it writes some really over-the-top stuff. Like, you read this and you're like, there are way too many words. Like you got to tighten up this writing. Now, you could ask it. You can ask ChatGPT to tighten up the writing a little, and it will, I don't know
Right.
if the average person, knows that.
Yeah, but how would you ask it?
You say, could you please, there are superfluous words, could you please tighten up the writing a little bit? And you can spell words wrong in the prompts, and you can spell words wrong
All right.
in the writing.
So I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now to write an email about, I don't know.
How about this? Ask it to write an email to your favorite congressperson, asking what would be the effects if we changed our economic system so that the United States of America made all of its own, drilled, not made, produced all of its own oil, refined all of its own oil, and used our own oil for us before exporting any oil or petroleum type product out of the United States of America. What would happen to the economy if we did that?
I don't think this is gonna write it right, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It says, write an email to my New York congressperson if we could drill our own oil and refine it as well,
And not import any oil,
and not
foreign oil.
import any foreign
So you're typing
oil.
it. How
Yeah,
come you're
yeah.
not using dictating and just speaking it in?
Because I don't know. I type. I always.
Yeah, but you're Joe Tack,
I know,
and
but
you're typing.
I am typing.
What's with that?
Oh God. Because I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
I'm just playing around.
let's see, will.
Don't worry about
Because
the
the typical,
spelling.
because I know I'm not, because typical person will type all this stuff in. That's why I'm typing.
Oh, I thought the typical person would use dictate.
I don't use dictate. That's weird. Maybe I'm old school tech.
Oh, I use dictate. I talk into it. I don't want to.
Well, this is a Mac. I actually could do it. I mean, I actually did it a couple of times. This actually a Siri on here. I could say, "Hey Siri," and then it'll dictate it.
Well, I use Office 365 on the computer that you built for me, and
we could drill our own oil and refine it as well, and not import any foreign oil. Will our economy?
what will be the effect on our economy? Like, could we withstand the change? Are we back? Or are we running?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what happens. You get a laugh. I hope this message finds you well.
See, I hope this message finds you well. There are little tricks that you know it's ChatGPT.
I'm reaching out to discuss a topic of significant interest to me and many others in our district. The possibilities of increasing domestic oil production and refining capacity to reduce or eliminate our
reliance
on
Good.
foreign oil imports. Wow, I couldn't read that. That's weird.
Good.
Did you already write this? Is this you?
No, I just like ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I
right.
can predict the next word. You know.
As we consider the potential benefits and challenges of such strategy, of such a strategy, I would appreciate your insights on the following points: economic impact. What would be the anticipated effects on our national and local economies if the U.S. were to increase? Oh, so this is asking a newer congressman that information, not giving us the answer.
We should send it and then read it on our.
You mean send it to
podcast.
Someone?
Yeah, a New York congressperson.
Oh my God!
It's already written. We print it out. We send it. Maybe we'll get a response. If we get a response, this is an episode.
Oh my God! I can't imagine. Oh my God! What would be the anticipated effects on our national and local economies if the U.S. were to increase its own oil drilling and refining capabilities? Specifically, how might this shift affect job creation, energy price, and overall economy growth? Well, that's another thing. Because they stopped the drilling and stopped the fracking, they killed all those jobs. And no one's pointing fingers. Because they said, oh, we're going to create jobs. Well, you just destroyed a whole bunch. Hundreds of thousands. We should ask Google hey Google, how many jobs were lost when we stopped drilling oil in the United States?
Well, we didn't stop.
Then we did.
No, we didn't. We didn't stop.
I don't understand.
Yeah, Google doesn't.
I found something else. Do you want to know what would happen if we stopped drilling for oil?
Yes.
On the website sodier.no, they say, energy. A sudden loss of oil supplies would make it impossible to meet world energy needs. Countries have very varying stocks of natural gas which they could tap, and Johansson says such resources would be quickly depleted.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Wow, it keeps going. The environmental considerations. What are the potential environmental impacts of ramping up domestic oil drilling and refining? Are there safeguards or technology that could mitigate these effects? Policies, implications. What legislative measures or policies would be necessary to support this transition? How could Congress facilitate the development of domestic oil infrastructure while balancing environmental concerns?
And that is sort of an interesting thing. Like, I consider myself an environmentalist. Like, I don't want to leave our children with polluted groundwater and...
Oh, that's a whole nother discussion.
I know. And...
saying that the FDA is corrupt.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole...
Well,
like,
yeah,
what?
but you like the EPA and the environmental regulatory agencies. Yeah. it's complicated, but
Someone told me that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, someone told me that the FDA is only 47% corrupt. Because they're getting donations from only from 47% of the people that are corrupt, and the other 53% are not.
so yeah, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, the regulatory agency that regulates drugs, does get money from pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about drugs. I was talking about food.
Food is a very that's a whole different podcast. Food is very complicated.
So I think on our next discussion,
yeah.
we'll talk about the FDA, because we're just about up on a half an hour here.
Okay.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed what you've seen so far. This is a pilot.
So if there are any comments or something, like, we're just two guys talking.
Yeah.
Just two guys in a call, talking about the world, we're covering it all. From the start of the day till the moon says goodnight. With AI, we're always inside.
Little music, we're just two guys talking.
Which you'll create, right?
I'll create that. Well, I'll get Udio to create it now.
Yeah, I don't know. Udio is messed up. They've really changed substantially.
They're not as good anymore.
No,
You've noticed that. They're kind of
absolutely
terrible, right?
Yes, they're horrible. I did a video on how to become a musician on udio.com, and they turned to crap because now they have so much more.
It sounds like a garage band with kids is creating the music instead.
Yeah.
What I think is going on with Udio is they're being sued by the major record companies. So Udio and there's another one, Udio and another AI music generation service. I forget what it's called. But Udio is being sued, and it has to do with how they were scraping the internet for the data.
Right.
They were creating songs that sounded so similar to already copyrighted songs that the record companies...
Hey Google, turn on the basement light.
That looks better without it.
Yeah, but then I have to turn on the other light, so it's kind of evened out. You know what I mean?
Right. But that'll be a different podcast. So,
Yeah, different
we'll do that a
podcast,
whole
yeah.
different day, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this is just two guys talking, signing out.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Take care, everybody.
Just two guys sitting in a room, talking with AI, breaking the news from the highs and lows, what's trending today. A world of stories just a click away, from the weather on the coast to the stock exchange, from the games last night to the climate change. It's all right here in the digital era. AI's got answers, it's everywhere. We're just two guys talking it out. AI brings the world, there's no doubt.